it's really kind of foolproof. Yeah, I'll say foolproof. Although if I could mess it up, I'm sure I'm sure I can. I'm sure I have done it. So. Hello, this is Henry with Woodworking by LPI. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about woodworking tips, woodworking information and designs and such, as more geared to the wood sign, but pretty much woodworking in general. If you get a chance, check out our homepage, on our YouTube homepage rather, and look at the other videos that we offer with regard to tools and tips and information. Like I said, more geared toward the wood sign, but woodworking in general. So, what are we talking about today? Well, today we're going to talk about joining wood in a tool that I use to do that, which is a plane joiner back here. Let you know up front, no, I am not endorsed by Dewalt. I have no affiliation with Dewalt. So, knowing that and getting that information out of the way, let's talk about this wonderful tool. Okay, so I'm going to take these two pieces of wood here and I'm going to push them off to the side. This here is the DW682, and it is a tool by Dewalt, and this is a plane joiner. Now, this is the corded version. We all look at things and how to join wood. There are many ways to join wood, but typically it's done by using a joiner of sorts and using what we call biscuits, okay, which are these things here, and we'll get into those here in a minute. What tool do you need to do that? Well, this tool here is an excellent tool for doing that. I don't use it as much as I used to because I don't join wood as much as I used to when I was doing other projects, but it's still an important piece. Okay, so let's go over the tool here just a little bit and look at some of the information on it and its capabilities, as well as a little bit of the dust. Okay, so basically what you have is you have, of course, the cord. Okay, and you have the switch here, and it does have a hold, which you have to do with this, a safety switch. Okay, and looking at the front, and I'm going to bring this up here, hopefully you can see it. There's lots of adjustments on this thing. Okay, so this here is adjustment for the front plane here to go at an angle, which you can tell you the angles. So if you're looking at a piece of wood joining at a 45-degree angle, for example, this would be an adjustment, and this front faceplate here will come forward, and you can adjust that by here. We also have an adjustment here for the blade, set to 10, 20, and etc. according to the red mark when it goes this direction. So right now it is set at 10. And you turn this according to the biscuit that you were using. And like I said, I'll get into that here in just a little bit. On the opposite side, you have this hole here, which is a dust port. And a dust port, and when you buy this tool, it comes with two different dust ports. One has a straight attachment, and the other one has an angle attachment with a bag that collects the dust. Or if you have a dust collection system, you can connect a dust collection system to it. Okay, so what that does is that goes inside right here, and you connect that, and you can connect your dust collection system from there. Okay, this knob right here adjusts the height, as you can see, and it adjusts the height of the blade that comes out of this slot right here. This blade looks a lot like the biscuit in that it is in here, and then it does a turn like such, and it'll come out and it'll cut a slot in the wood to join it with the biscuit. But that's what this knob here does. It adjusts the height on it. The tool is very useful. The tool is very useful, and it's very flexible. What you do is you set it on a flat surface, or as best as you can, and you place the wood up in front of it, and then of course you push inward, and the blade cuts the slot in the wood material. Okay, why do I like this model? I like it because of the adjustments. I like it because the adjustments on the angle, on the depth, the height, as well as the dust collection, because it throws out a little bit of dust, of course, when you're using it. It's got a lot of power to it. It is a little heavy. That's kind of a downside. And another downside is, and it's really not a downside. I guess it kind of is, but kind of isn't. If you're going to go all Dewalt, you can use the Dewalt biscuits. Okay. Now, Dewalt doesn't necessarily put their biscuit sizes in actual sizes. For example, like a 5/8 or a half or a 3/8. They number them, okay? And for example, this one here, when you look at the package, it's a little dirty, but you can look at the package, and this is a number 20, okay? And a number 20 is a 1/2-inch biscuit. And that's this one here. And the number 10 is, excuse me, is the 3/8 biscuit. Okay, so as you're using these, you match it up with the adjustment I showed you previously right here, where you see it says, hopefully you can see that, where it says 10, 20, and etc. And you turn this to adjust the depth for the biscuit. Okay, now that might be one downside to it with regard to DeWalt and their proprietary measuring system. They're really not that expensive. I'll put all of this down in the description so you can see. I got this all at a big box store. I believe I got it at Lowe's or Home Depot. I think I got the tool at Home Depot, and the biscuits I got at Lowe's. But you know, that can be a little cumbersome. You have to remember 10, 20, and such. If you're kind of old school like me, you probably go by the Imperial numbering system. You know, 1/2-inch, 3/8, 5/8, and such, or 3/8, 1/2-inch, and 5/8, of course. And you know, and you can use the other ones with it. You don't have to use the numbering system for DeWalt. If you remember that the number 20 being the biggest, of course, is the 1/2 inch. You know, you can go get other brand, okay, which uses the empirical number system. When this one here is 5/8. So I don't know. It's really a judgment call. It's kind of simple, maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, however you want to do that. But you know, you grab a number 20, you set this on here to a number 20 for the depth, and you use it. If you get these all mixed up, it's real simple. If you look on the side of it, it states, I don't know if you can see that or not, it shows the number 10, and it shows the number 20 that's kind of stamped on there. But obviously you can see, you know, there's a difference in the size. All right, it's an excellent tool, and I use it here and there. I don't use it as much as I used to, but it's an excellent tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at it after it comes out of its case. But I forgot to mention, it does come with a case. It's nice because it's a hard case, and it locks real well, and everything goes inside. So I like the hard case as opposed to the soft cases. It makes it easier to store, easier to carry. If you put it in your truck and you throw a bunch of stuff on top of it, you know, it isn't smashing it. Okay, so you're going to use your glue, and we're going to do the two pieces of wood that we want to join together. Of course, and you know, joining wood, you know, typically you want it flat. Okay, you want it flat, and you want to join two disparate pieces of wood together. Obviously, the prime scenario would be the same height, the same thickness, of course, and joining those two pieces of wood together. I mean, you could do other things, like I said, if you're doing angles and such. And that's what's nice about this, because the front faceplate, you know, changes to angles. So let's do this real quick. Okay, so I'm going to take a square, and I'm going to mark it across here where I want my biscuits. And I hope you can see that. I believe I got the camera down there where I put it. Okay, and I'm just going to mark across here where I want my biscuits to be. And you could do this with any, you know, I'm only using these two pieces of pine here as an example. You know, where you can see the two marks that I made on it. And why did I make the marks? Well, I made the marks because the front of the tool, when you're using it, has a red mark right here where the center of the biscuit's going to cut. So you want to line that mark up with the mark that you put on here. And I go across both pieces of wood, so I know when I make a cut on the biscuit cut on this board and on this board, that I'm making it at the same mark with the line up here. Okay, so it's really kind of foolproof. Yeah, I'll say foolproof. Although if I could mess it up, I'm sure I can. I'm sure I have done it. Okay, so let me get this set up here real quick, and we'll put the biscuit holes in here and the slots in the wood to join it with, and I'm going to join it with a number 10. Okay, and the number 10 is the 3/8. Okay, and this is 125. I mean, it pays to do it in bulk, to buy it in bulk. And I know that's really dirty, but I think everything in my shop it's dirty. So let me take care of this, and we'll get them cut and show you how it works. Okay, so now we're going to line this up, and as I mentioned, I'm going to line it up with the mark on top here. There's also a mark down here with the line that I put on the board. I'm going to put it on top of the edge of the bench here, and I'm going to cut the biscuit holes. And as you can see, it can get quite dusty. Make sure you always hold these down well, very, very well. Okay, so as you can see, the slots that it created, and I lined them up with the marks, and then again the point where I want to join them. Okay, so I'll put the slots in this one. I'll hold it down again here. Make sure the wood doesn't move on you. I'm going to line it up with the edge on the mark for the plane joiner. And I'm going to unplug that just for safety's sake. Okay, so you can see where it made the slots on that one, and it made the slots on that one. I hope you can see that. And like I said, we lined it up with the marks. Okay, and since it was on a number 10, by the red mark back here, down here on the bottom, there's a red mark down here on the bottom. It's marked for number 10. I'm going to use the number 10 biscuit, and the number 10 biscuit is the 3/8 biscuit. And then you would take your normal glue, and I use the Elmer's wood glue here, Max. And I really like this glue, and I'll put this in the description as well. But this glue here is awesome. If you're wanting a sandable, well, let me take my glasses off here. If you're wanting a sandable, stainable wood glue that doesn't leave a yellow under your stain, this is the glue you want. Okay, so back to the subject that we were talking about, which was the plane joiner. Okay, so you would apply your glue, sparingly under each one of those. Take your biscuit. Okay, and I'll grab another one here real quick. So like I said, you'd apply your glue here, here, there, and there. You'd sink your biscuit in as center as much as possible, and push it down just enough to where you could see about halfway. Okay, and then you take your lines, and you're going to line them up. And this is so much fun to do live as opposed to not on camera. But as you can see, now granted this isn't glue, okay, but as you can see, we're lined up on our lines. We're together, and you would glue, of course, obviously the face, the biscuits itself, and the face, and the biscuit, and the face again, and then sand it out or smooth it, or plane it with planer. And I have another video on planer, on a hand planer I use to smooth that out, and that would join your wood. Of course, you let it set, preferably overnight. You really don't need to do that with this glue so much. A couple hours, it works really well. So that's the biscuit joiner. It's like I said, it's an awesome tool. If you're looking to get or to join a lot of wood or a lot of projects, and you're doing it at different thicknesses, you're doing it at angles, or you're just doing it generic ones like I do here when you're joining wood. this tool's awesome. So, like I said, I'm not endorsed by Dewalt. I'm not sponsored by Dewalt whatsoever. I use a lot of their tools though, because they hold up. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and I hope it gave you a little information on not only how to join pieces of wood, but the tool that I use to do it. The types of biscuits that come with the Dewalt, and the fact that you can use other biscuits, and you know, the dust ports and such that come along with it. You know, it's just an awesome. I know, it's just an awesome tool. Okay, so my name is Henry with Woodworking by LPI, and I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.